Good morning, students. I'm Harshada More. Welcome you all in the third lecture of the Unit 1 of Subject Human Resource Management. I know I have told you people that I have finished the first module, but I was reading your previous year question papers and I have found some important concepts which I have missed out from previous lectures. So I thought I should cover those all concepts as well. In today's class, I'll be covering those missed out concepts, and after that, next class I'll be covering the doubts of the students. I have received some of the doubts regarding the concept, so I'll be clearing those doubts in the next class. In today's class, we'll discuss the points which I have missed out from my side. So let's discuss one by one. So we have missed out this part as a significance of human resource management. Why there is a requirement of human resource management in an organization, how they are beneficial to a particular company or institution or organization. First one is human resource in the nation's well-being. So if a particular nation has enough of physical resources such as machineries, but they are lagging behind in human resources, then those machineries or physical resources becomes useless. Human resource management is responsible for making the use of national resources. We sometimes we call some, not sometimes, but we are there are some developed countries, there are some developing countries. We are calling some of the countries as underdeveloped countries. Why? There is a reason of it, because the people or the employees who are working at that place are underdeveloped. They are not skilled one, they are unable to handle the new technologies. So when wherever the employees are able to handle the technologies, the country which has skilled employees, those are helping the organization to run in a smoother way, to adopt the new changes. And so that becomes so that is why the reason human resources are playing a very important role in nation's growth. So second one is man versus machineries. So it is not only the machineries which are responsible for the growth of an organization, but the human resources. Why? Because human resources are required to handle those machineries, right? So that is why we are saying when it is comes to machinery versus man. Okay, next is human resource management and general management. Successful of any management depends on successful management is depends on not only but the significantly. There is a definition as successful management depends not only but significantly upon the ability to predict and control the human behavior. They are not saying that only HRM is responsible for the growth of the organization, but HRM plays a very important role while a successful management of for a successful management. Okay, so if the company is economically successful, it means they are able to manage the human behaviors very effectively. Next one is human resource system is a central subsystem. So because HR includes, see why this particular system is called as a central subsystem, because all the departments of the organization includes employees. So employees are the essential one because they are running the organization. So as employees are a part of all the departments, we are seeing and this particular HR department is handling the employees, handling the particular structure of the organization. So they are called as a central subsystem of the organization. Like people who are, see, we have various departments: finance department, marketing department, production department, and in all the department we have workers, we have employees. So those all are controlled by HR system. So that is why they are called as a central subsystem. Next we have is human resource accounting. So accounting means what? Accounting is measurement, where we are recording the things. So accounting is in this terms, when it comes to human resource accounting, it is measurement of cost and value of the people of the organization. I know you can't measure the value of a person, but how they are saying measurement? By keeping the records of their performance. As you people may be aware of performance rating, so that the person who is more loyal will be given more chance. uh, the person who are the people who are, as I have said, performance rating is helping the organization, so that they'll be able to find out who are the loyal employees, who are the hard working employees, and so that they'll be giving promotion to the hard worker people. So that is what human resource accounting, significance of HRM as a human resource accounting. Next is human resource accounting and marketing also. We have, when I'm saying marketing, it includes, so what does marketing includes? Marketing includes various activities, but in that we can see when it is in terms of human resource, marketing is in the form of where you have a ability to convince the person to purchase your product, right? So that is why we have even taken this concept in this significance of HRM is, so that the employees who are, I'm just taking example, the employees who are belongs to, suppose, marketing department, the employees who are belongs to advertisement, so those are able to, those people must able to convince their idea to their customers, so that they can influence their customers to purchase the products. Next one is knowledge and competitive advantage. So the business should have a knowledgeable employees, so that they can have a competitive advantages over their competitors. Okay, so always organizations are focusing on skilled laborers. They are focusing on retaining of the skilled employees rather than the unskilled one, so that they can perform better than their competitors in the market. So that is what this is what we have discussed, significance of human resource management. Let's discuss the different another aspect that I have missed out, that is what are the objectives of human resource management. First one is to motivate employees. uh, this is what let me tell you one thing. Whenever there is a question of right objectives of anything, please do not forget to mention two in front of whatever sentence you're writing. Okay, so when you're writing two, it means you are mentioning the objectives. Okay, so first one is to motivate employees. Motivate employees in the form of what? Suppose there is an issue in a disturbance of machineries, or there can be a issue, there can be dispute among the employees. By resolving them, or by resolving them, we can just understand their mentality, we can understand their problems. So we are motivating them by solving their problems, and we are just giving the monetary or non-monetary benefits to the employees. Okay, for their work. Next is to maintain healthy working relationship. As I have said, if there is a good connectivity between or among the employees at the organization place, the organizational activities will run smoother. But if there is any kind of a dispute, it may again have a huge impact on entire organizational process. So that is why the whatever there are disputes or any confusions, those should be resolved as soon as possible, so for a smoother working of the organization. Next is to create opportunities. To create opportunities means, to create opportunities in the sense, you should like, or what organization is doing. Suppose there are organization is doing performance rating and they are getting some loyal employees out of it, or the people who are hard worker, and they are giving them extra chance by giving them the promotion. They are giving them opportunity to work with more dedication, with a higher benefit in the terms of financial benefits, plus the higher responsibilities. What is promotion? Promotion is, it is a vertical progression of an employee where their responsibilities are increasing, where their benefits are increasing. So even so these monetary these are the monetary factors, as I have said. Promotion, when you are increasing their financial benefits, it can be in the form of non monetary, such as respect, such as giving such as helping them to increase their standard of living, providing them certain training or helping them to solve their problems. Next is to make optimum utilization of resources. So what is the duty of human resource management is, they are they are making sure that they are not wasting any resources, because again, if you are wasting, wastage can be in the form of natural resources, or it can be in the form of wastage of time on a certain people. There can be certain employees who are disloyal towards organization. They are just coming for the organization for the sake of formality. They are just sitting, they are passive one. They are not doing their duties properly. They are not listening to the to their employers. So organization should take some preventive steps by giving them warning, by applying some kind of a penalties on them, so that they are avoiding the wastage of time on the employees who are passive in nature. Next is a good working condition. If so HRM is helping on HRM is helping the organization, or helping the employees, so that they could get a proper ventilation at the workplace. They are getting a proper healthy environment. So if the employees are happy towards their surrounding, they'll be working with more dedication. So that is how it is focusing on the providing good working condition. Here I have missed the two words, sorry for that. Next is to provide training and development. So suppose what is the objective of human resource management is, if there is any new joinee, he'll not be aware of any kind of values, beliefs, or any information about the organization. So what HRM is focusing on is providing them training about the work they are going to do, or they have to do, and focusing on what are the skills where they are lagging behind. So providing them skills development, providing them good skills, providing them knowledge about the work. That is what the objective of human resource management. This is all we have discussed. Next is, what are the different features of human resource management? First one is universal applicable. So as I have told you people, that every organization in every organization, people plays a very important role, because people are responsible for handling all the activities, and this is what applicable throughout the world. So we can't we haven't seen any factory or organization that is completely running on technology. At least one person is required, right? So this particular one person is required to control, to handle, to solve the problem. So that is why it is universally applicable. Next is people oriented. As I have said, it is a study of people. It is controlling it is controlling the human resource. It is about controlling, predicting about human resources. So it is a people oriented, which focuses on people who are working at the organization at different level. Next is development oriented. Why it is development oriented? Because human resource management is focusing on developing the skills of their employees by providing them training, by encouraging them with the help of different motivational factors, benefits, etc. Next is key element for solving problems. Human resource management plays an important role because this particular department or this particular subject is focusing on solving the problems of the employees, because ultimately if your employees are disturbed by their mind, they may not be work properly, they may not be focusing on the activities they are doing. They are just they might be committing any mistakes, there can be chances of error. So that is why it can be the problems of employees, or it can be problems which are associated with the people in the organization. So HRM is focusing on solving those problems. So next is comprehensive function. Okay. So, why human resource management is said to be as a comprehensive function? Because it covers all types of people at all the levels in the organization. Whatever rules or whatever policies they are building, or whatever activities they are carrying out, it applies to all the workers, supervisors, officers, managers, and all other types of personals at the organization. So that is why it is a comprehensive function. Comprehensive is all together, it studies, it focusing on all the aspects which are related to employees. Next is multidisciplinary. So uh, why this HRM is said to be as a multidisciplinary? Because it is a combination of all the different disciplines, such as it can we can I can talk it I can call it as a art. HRM is a art. Why it is art? Because art includes different theories. HRM has its own theories, so that is why it can be art. Why it is called as a science? Because it includes different kind of experiments, it includes different kind of a research. Okay, so that is why it includes different subject, different disciplines all together. So that these are the factors which we have discussed. So this is what for today's, I think this is enough for today's class. So where we have discussed left out part as a significance of human resource management, we have discussed what are the different objectives of human resource management, and we have discussed what are the features of human resource management. So this is what enough for today's class. In tomorrow's class I'll be dealing with so doubts. I have received 2 3 doubts from you people. So in tomorrow's class I'll be preparing the slides for those doubts, and I'll be clearing your doubts. If so I hope you people are understanding the way I'm teaching. So if no, let me know about any difficulties if you're facing. Okay, thank you.